So now we're coming into the lower shore.
This is the lower shore, and there are still animals here that are not so resistant to desiccation as the ones we've seen higher up. On the Fucus serratus here, you can see these lovely little yellow flat periwinkles. Now down here, the majority of them are small and yellow, where you remember they were large and green in the middle shore.
And they look very obvious there.
They do, but remember that this is underwater most of the time. It's only uncovered for an hour or two a day, and it turns out that the main predators on these animals are fish. They're fish that sit on the bottom and look up through the weed for their food. And because this is translucent, the Fucus serratus, it lets through yellow light against the sun from above. And so the yellow snails are camouflaged and the green ones stand out like a dark shadow. So in fact they are camouflaged, but to predators that are underwater.
Very clever. So we're really getting now to the bottom of the lower shore, Robin.
That's right, we're down here close to low water springs. In fact, the tide has already just started to turn, as you can see, and so the serratus is now submerged and beginning to float up in the water.
And it's almost pure Fucus serratus here.
That's it, and together with a range of animals and red seaweeds, which really aren't very tolerant to desiccation at all.
You can see, if you look at the way these things are floating, that they are much more at home actually under the water.
These are oarweeds, species of laminaria from the extreme lower shore. And it's underwater that rocky shore animals become active. Barnacles are filter feeders and use their feathery legs. And once a year, they release planktonic larvae, which swim and are carried by currents until they find a bare surface to settle on. For life. Adults make a tasty morsel for predators like this blenny. Limpets also become active once the tide is in. They graze over the rock surface, scraping off young algae and bacteria with their serrated radula, a kind of rough tongue. Shown here speeded up, limpets graze at random around their home site, a place on the rock to which they return as the tide goes out. It often appears as a slight depression, surrounded by encrusting algae, and the limpet fits it like a glove.